This lady about to bowl, Cheryl Leigh from Wyonga on the Central Coast. And welcome to the microphone, Steve Mackey, of course, well known to all and sundry in the 10-pin bowling world, Steve. A great career of yours, and now you're behind our microphone. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thanks very much, Lee, and it was very nice to bowl a couple of games on television. It's a long time since I've had a few games on the box, but well, we're with the girls now, and Trudy Gould would have to be the favourite in this match. She's got a lot more experience than Cheryl. Of course, anyone that's bowling on the Central Coast has been bowling for a maximum of only 3 or 4 years, and Trudy, as a junior, was a very accomplished young lady, as Trudy de Kaiser before she got married. And she used to win lots of junior tournaments even, so she's certainly the hot favourite in this match, and she's been helped by that open frame of Cheryl. Well, there's a spare for Trudy Gould. And a Capricorn playing a Cancer. Is that good or bad?
I don't know. Not into the star sign bit, but I tell you what, looking at records, we find that this young lady here, Cheryl Leigh, 31-year-old, has the job in front of her, but bowls quite well there. You skittle them all over and get a strike.
Yes, that's a strike for Cheryl Leigh in the second frame. Well, Trudy is a very good match play bowler. She'll be looking to get a strike here to keep a 12-pin lead. Oh, she's broken it up. Just got that 7-pin away.
Just fell at the last moment. Trudy, of course, has won South Coast Open 85 and 83, City Masters in 84, Blacktown Open, City Masters in 83, and the State Masters in 83. So, as Steve said, she's bowled plenty of big-time matches.
Yes, 83 was a good year for her, but 84, a couple of titles, and last year the South Coast Open, she beat Cheryl Munson, who's the favoured bowler in the women's final here. So she's no slouch when it comes to bringing down the sticks, and pretty good attitude to the game. She's just changed teams in the Sydney Premiership Pennants League to the Balgowlah side. The men's Balgowlah team won the Premiership last year, and she has certainly strengthened the Balgowlah women's team. But Cheryl in trouble. Well, she went light on the first time she went up on that lane, and she's probably made an adjustment, but over-adjusted.
Must take the #1 pin out, the head pin, as well, and get in that pocket. It's the idea of the game, isn't it?
Well, that's the object of the exercise, but must recall that Kevin Quinn had a strike. He had 7 or 8 strikes in a row some matches ago, and I think one of them missed the head pin, didn't it?
Just about. In fact, it did. He had about, out of 7 strikes, 4 of them weren't quite copybook, but they all fell over, which is the idea.
Well, they all look the same on the scoreboard, as we like to say, but that just shot your theory out the window about needing to hit the head pin on every shot, exactly. But they are rare.
Trudy Gould.
Look at that concentration. All the way down. Oh, dearie,
just wide. She'll be upset with that.
Yes, she will be.
Bowlers in this company should knock those single pins over, Steve.
Yes, they should be a formality, those. But just goes to show that even the best are human. Gives us all a bit of heart, I guess.
It's a great level of sport, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is, particularly this one. Well, anything that's an individual sport, Lee, the golf and tennis and 10-pin bowling, they're all very, very tough on your mind. When you're out there, you're out on your own. No one can help you out there. There goes that 16-pound ball. It's
He's left 3 standing. It's the Newcastle Open women's section.
Well, Cheryl Leigh now.
Cheryl Leigh with the last of the qualifiers. 182.4 average. She cleans it up nicely.
Well, it's all square in this match. 47 apiece in the 3rd frame, but Trudy's got this tough cluster of 3 pins. The pin numbers 3, 6 and 10. She's got to have good accuracy to get these 3.
Trudy qualified 7 out of 8. Skittle those.
Well, it's virtually a positional round match, isn't it? 7th playing 8th, 186 average to 182. They're very evenly matched, but of course Gould with the most experience. Cheryl Leigh, we'll be seeing a lot more of her in tournaments, having made the finals here. I'm sure she'll be bowling in the other Grand Prix tournaments around the state this year.
Delivers it very strongly. Does nicely. Happy with that.
Yes, and that's a strike in the 5th frame, so Trudy Gould now.
Nothing succeeds like success, Steve, does it? A bit of success can lift a person to greater efforts, where a little bit of disappointment often has the opposite effect with those that quite can't handle the pressure.
Yes, that's for sure. And never a truer word spoken in this sport of 10-pin bowling.
Trudy Gould, just 4 shots better in the qualifying rounds.
Good concentration. She's keeping her head down on the target out there, and this is a very, very difficult spare. And she's missed it. It's 2 open frames now, and both of the open frames that she's had on that last visit to lane 17, so not her favourite lane by any means. So Cheryl Leigh now can take a very handy lead. She'll be 15 pins ahead in this frame if she just gets a spare, and she'll be 25 pins ahead with a strike.
The 3 standing, she's on lane 17, and the lanes can vary quite a bit, Steve, can't they? From one to the other, even though they're adjacent.
Yes, they get oiled every day, and the lanes do have a varying amount of oil on them. Depends where the people bowl that are playing there. It spreads the oil around a little bit.
It's a way to come back, Trudy Gould.
Variations, and of course all the league bowlers watching the program would know that very well. Some weeks they go in there and they bowl all sorts of big scores, and the following week they do exactly the same thing, they think, and nothing works. 15 pins the difference, coming into the top of the 7th frame.
Cleaned it up nicely, Cheryl Leigh.
Well, Cheryl bowls the heavier of the balls between the 2 ladies here, 15.5 pounds. Trudy's is just nudging 15 pounds. Her highest game, 289, highest series, 680. And let's see if she can get a strike now. She really needs to start firing. The
idea, Steve, is to bowl the heaviest ball that you can control. Is that right or wrong?
Yes, that's a good statement. The heaviest ball you can control, and of course some ladies in this field, I'm sure, will be seeing that they're bowling 10 and 11 pound balls.
Cheryl Leigh, that's a style.
Well, she bowls a heavier weight ball because she's quite a tall lass. And she's able to get it down there with a nice bit of speed. 15 pounds for Trudy Gould.
Wasn't happy with the feet there. And that's the reason why completely missed those 3 pins standing. Look, going to a feet, must be thinking there's a little bit of oil on the bottom there. Cheryl Leigh, no bother.
Well, Cheryl Leigh certainly a long way ahead in this match. She could be as much as 30 pins ahead coming into the top of the 8th, and Trudy Gould, one of the tournament favourites. Well, I must say this, though. Trudy had a bit of a problem yesterday. She was coming out of a supermarket doing some shopping in the morning before she came bowling, and someone bumped into her with a trolley and bowled her over.
Good heavens.
And she had to go to the doctor and get her toes and her legs seen to. She had some scratches and some marks on that. Trolley came over on top of her. She had a few problems there, but she made the cut last night. 186 average, so no excuses. She's in there with all the others, and all of them may well have had a story to tell, just like that one.
Let's hope they all didn't get knocked over with trolleys.
Yes.
Hey, the fast-moving shopper, Cheryl Leigh.
Dangerous business, this shopping. Well, it's a strike now in the 8th frame. 126, 30 pins ahead.
Trudy Gould could really only hope for 1 pin there, Steve. They are fairly well split, weren't they?
Well, she needed to hit the extreme right-hand side of that 5-pin and slide it across the deck, and of course she slammed into the left-hand side of it. That's a spareable one, but in her situation, she's trying to find her feet. She's probably a little bit sore and sorry from yesterday, and she was quite happy to go just for the 1. She knows that she's going to lose this game. She's about 41 pins behind. There's no way to catch Cheryl Leigh now.
She's looking for every pin, as the averages are so important.
Oh, and what a great ball that was by Trudy Gould. Look of anguish on her face. That certainly deserved a strike, but she left the 7-pin up.
1 to shoot for, and missed. Cheryl Leigh. See the look on her face. She'll win, as Steve pointed out, but would have liked to keep good form by hitting that one. top 2 bowlers go into the final, getting points for wins, and of course their average pinfall determines the place.
And Cheryl Leigh's certainly going to pick the 20-pin bonus up in this game. 154 in the 9th. The best that Trudy can bowl is 155. So Cheryl only needs 2 pins in this whole of the 10th frame to win the game and get those 20 extra sticks. We've got a very big game going on alongside of us here with one of the bowlers who we'll be seeing very soon, and that's Liz Vanderhorst. Has had 10 strikes out of 11 shots so far.
Trudy leaves one up. This is Cheryl Leigh. There's 3 to scatter.
And that acclamation there for Liz Vanderhorst, who just had a very nice and the highest game of the tournament so far in the finals, 262. What a great game that was.
Certainly was. We'll be seeing her, as Steve said, on our cameras. Trudy Gould just concerned about that. She knocked it over, but was far from certain. That's Henry, who's looked after us so well. Henrietta, to give her a full title.
Well, now,
this is Trudy Gould.
Bonus ball time for Trudy. She'd like to finish with as many sticks as possible. And that's a 142 game. She'll be disappointed with that. And, of course, no extra 20 pins. Cheryl Leigh now coming up with a strike on the bonus ball. 174 plus 20. That's a 194 game. That's good stuff for the ladies. And a win to the Central Coast over Sydney, 174 to